The Bird and Taurasi Show. Watch Iowa vs. South Carolina alternate broadcast for free. A national title is on the line Sunday afternoon when South Carolina and Iowa meet on Friday night and in the NCAA Women's National Championship game in Cleveland, Ohio. The Caitlin Clark-led Hawkeyes will try to end an undefeated season for the Gamecocks, who enter Sunday's matchup at 37-0 behind head coach Dawn Staley. The game will air on ABC, but there will also be an alternate broadcast featuring Sue Bird and Dawn Taurasi called The Bird and Taurasi Show. The two WNBA legends will call the game in a ManningCast style of broadcast, which saw success during last year's Final Four tournament. The Bird and Taurasi Show will air on ESPN for fans with cable. It will also stream on ESPN+. How to watch the Bird and Taurasi Show for Iowa vs. South Carolina. Who, Iowa Hawkeyes vs. South Carolina Gamecocks, ESPN. When, Sunday, April 7th at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Where, Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse in Cleveland, Ohio stream, Fubo TV, DirecTV stream, Sling, ESPN+. Tickets, StubHub and Vivid Seats. New customers who purchase tickets through Vivid Seats can get $20 off a $200 plus ticket order by using the promo code MASSLIVE20 at checkout. Gear, shop around for jerseys, shirts, hats, hoodies, and more at Fanatics.com. Sports betting promos. Sports fans can wager online on Massachusetts sports betting with enticing promo codes from top online sportsbooks. Use the FanDuel Massachusetts promo code and the DraftKings Massachusetts promo code for massive new user bonuses. Related content. Cleveland, AP, Caitlin Clark led Iowa back to the national championship game, scoring 21 points as the Hawkeyes rallied past Paige Bueckers and UConn 71-69 in the women's Final Four on Friday night. Next up for the Hawkeyes, 34-4, is a rematch with unbeaten South Carolina, which lost to Iowa in last year's national semifinals. The Hawkeyes then fell short of winning the school's first championship, falling to LSU in the title game. Now Clark is one win away from bringing her home state its first women's basketball title in the final game of her college career. After a rough opening 30 minutes because of a swarming UConn defense, the NCAA Division I all-time leading scorer finally got going in the fourth quarter. With the game tied at 51 all, Clark scored 7 points in the first 2.5 minutes of the period to give Iowa a small cushion. UConn, 33-6, got within 60-57 before the Hawkeyes scored 6 straight to take a 66-57 advantage. UConn trailed 70-66 before Nika Mull hit a three-pointer after a steal with 39.3 seconds left to get the Huskies within one. Iowa's Hannah Stulka turned it over with 10 seconds left. UConn had a chance to take the lead, but Aaliyah Edwards was called for an offensive foul while setting a screen with 4.6 seconds left. Clark made the first of 2 free throws before missing the second. Teammate Sydney Falter got the rebound and UConn tied her up, forcing a jump ball. The possession arrow kept the ball with the Hawkeyes, who sealed the win by throwing the ball in the air to run out the final seconds. Stulka scored 23 points to lead Iowa. Clark finished with 9 rebounds and 7 assists. Bueckers and Edwards each scored 17 points for the Huskies, who were back in the Final Four after a one-year hiatus that ended their run of 14 straight seasons in the national semifinals. This might have been the best coaching job by Gino Auriemma. UConn had hopes of winning the 12th title in school history coming into the season, but those were quickly dashed by a series of injuries that sidelined nearly half of its roster. But Bueckers, the National Player of the Year as a freshman in 2021 who returned to that form after missing an entire season and part of another with injuries, carried the Huskies back into title contention. UConn got going early behind Bueckers and stellar defense by Nika Mull and her teammates, who swarmed Clark every time she touched the ball. The Huskies led by 12 points in the second quarter. Iowa trailed by 6 at the half before getting going in the third quarter behind their star. She made her first three-pointer of the game 2 minutes into the period, and then her 4-point play got Iowa within one. The Hawkeyes then took their first lead later in the period right before Kate Martin got hit in the face by Edwards, resulting in a bloody nose. She ran off the court, leaving a trail of blood behind her. Martin was back on the Iowa bench before they had finished cleaning the court. She then hit 3 big baskets down the stretch. Clark had a tough first half, scoring 6 points while missing all 6 of her 3-point attempts. She barely got any open shots and at times looked frustrated. Iowa's coaches kept shouting words of encouragement to their generational player. Even though she wasn't scoring, Clark kept the Hawkeyes in the game with 6 rebounds and 4 assists as the Hawkeyes trailed 32-26 at the break.